Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more BattleTech. Okay, so we are doing pretty well at the moment. We've almost finished everything at Clough Stand, and we have one more contract remaining. So we're going to go ahead and jump on in today. I'm thinking it is a battle. There is some alright salvage. 2 skulls. Okay, so that could be interesting. Let's read the details and see exactly if there's anything more we can glean before we negotiate. Within the last 3 months, the Capellan Confederation has struck our facilities, personnel, and our supply convoys over half a dozen times. My superiors in the Magistracy leadership would like to even the score. Would like you to find a Capellan lands and destroy it, to demonstrate we are not without military resources on Clough Stand. Okay, so if they want a military strength here, we can do that. That's not too bad. The question is, 2 skulls. I'm thinking there could be a... you know what, the money's not that great, if I'm being perfectly honest, and that kind of makes me a little upset. You know what, we're going to go ahead and split the difference here. 220,000 sea bills isn't insignificant. Between that and the salvage, I think we can probably make more of a profit than if we just went for money. So we're going to go ahead and accept and hope that we are right. So this is in the Badlands, so this will be a little bit more toasty than normal. You know what? Let's bring the Banshee again. We'll see if that can work out well. The heat efficiency is phenomenal, and if we find any small mechs, we can just bully them into tiny little pieces. As for indirect fire, we'll keep the Zeus, the Marauder, and you know what? Do we keep the Griffin? You know what? I think that will probably be okay. Yeah, alright, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna run with what we've got. I see no issues with our current lineup. Probably well and truly more than what we need. In fact, we definitely know we have more than what we need, but that does mean that it should be a quick buck to be made, and then we can go on and find some better contracts. Okay, so nothing too new from what we understand. No signs of reinforcements at this stage, so let's just go ahead and destroy enemy forces.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, you've arrived at the location our employer specified, Commander. Move forward, acquire a target lands, and light them up. Keep an eye out for reinforcements. I get the impression these folks are a bit twitchy. Okay, well, you know what? That's not bad.
Prime beach real estate. Only there were a beach.
You know what? It's pretty close to a beach, I guess, depending where you are. You do have a little bit of waterfront access. But either way, let's not get too distracted by the scenery. So there is potential for there to be reinforcements. I'm kind of hoping there is, since we've got so much salvage on the way. But all in all, I'm not really too concerned. Let's just go ahead and move.
Moving out.
Let's cover this rough terrain as quickly as possible. In fact, yeah, there we go. We can move up there. The Marauder, let's see, can we get any further? It all looks about the same. So rough terrain reduces movement speed. I think we'll try, yeah, let's stay out of that if possible. And then our Griffin, well, you know what, that thing is nice and speedy, so I'm not really too concerned. We'll make do with what we have. Alright, so let's get that Banshee forwards as far as we can go.
Be there in a jet.
Oh, and it looks like we have contact. Alright, so first things first, the 65-ton mech. That looks like decent salvage. Let's move. I suppose the Zeus can head up over here. The mineral field, I don't know if we're going to get line of sight. We'll travel as far as we can.
Move order received.
And then our Griffin. You know what, let's just keep a careful position back over here, just so they can't shoot us unnecessarily. If it's something like a rifleman, we would rather not get shot at unnecessarily, as they're going to see us well before we see them. Okay, so what is that? That is a Spider 5K. I believe that is one of the ones that we've been searching for quite some time. Good to know. Alright, but either way, let's go ahead and we're going to use our evasion to our advantage. We're going to see if we can draw them in. Looks like that Phoenix Hawk is moving at breakneck pace. And the heavier unit? Nothing as
order.
of yet. Alright, so,
Yes,
let's
boss.
see.
What do you need?
Rannoch, let's move you up over here. I think that's a good one. You can go ahead and take care of that. Do we get line of sight? Oh, it's a catapult. Okay, well, I'm honestly surprised that it didn't take a salvo at us, but I guess with all that evasiveness,
What's the plan?
it may not have really been worth it. Let's see what we can do. We could take a 35% shot at either one. Why not?
Have no doubt it will be done.
So let's go ahead and start
Multiple
picking our targets.
confirmed.
We managed to hit on the 35%. That's highly unlikely, but I'm not going to be disappointed.
Negative damage.
Alright, and then
Good
who
to
else have we got? We've got Cosmo. Let's see. Actually, you know what? We should probably move the Griffin first. Yeah, you know what? That's how we'll do it. Let's move on up.
I'm going.
We'll send the Narc Beacon against the Phoenix Hawk. Yeah, and then, you know what? Maybe we just send an ER medium laser at the Spider just to make that a little bit more, easier to deal with in the future. There we go. That'll be fine. Alright.
Acknowledge.
Unlikely to do a huge amount of damage, but I'll take what we can get. And that Narc will also help boost our LRM targeting, so that will be very nice.
Commander.
Alright, so let's see what we can do. We've got 60% now. That's not terrible. Anywhere else for anything superior? 55. Okay, 60 seems to be about as good as we could ask for. You know what? I think what we'll do is... you know what? Let's just move up. We'll send a full salvo against the Phoenix Hawk. It's going to take 75% more damage. It's not a huge amount of... yeah, it's not going to be super good for us one way or the other. Let's just do as much reasonable damage as possible. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, so structure is exposed.
Okay, everybody. Let's hit him where it hurts.
Oh, and we have reinforcements.
Hostile contacts inbound.
Okay, so this is good. I'm not too concerned about scrapping some of the things around us, just so we can burn through some of their action economy. The less spotters they have, the better for us, and all sorts of things. Let's bring... Okay, it looks like we're in a little bit of a pickle. We're not going to be able to shoot from where we're currently at. We could go ahead and take care of that right now and not move too far, and I think that that's going to be the play. We're going to stand over here. Let's go through that precision strike and see what we can salvage.
Roger that.
Oh, I didn't even notice the obfuscation. But it looks like it doesn't matter.
I hope we can salvage that.
Okay, so that's good. That UAC-20 is now going to mean that we're not going to get 2 full salvos. We're going to have to turn that off a little bit sooner. And we may not be losing as much heat as we sometimes might. Let's just double check. What does this do? 75% more damage from missile attacks. You know what? SRMs are indeed missiles, so you know what? Let's go ahead and deal with this Phoenix Hawk before it gets a chance to move. This should work out rather nice.
Got it, Commander.
Yeah, all of those SRMs are doing a huge amount of damage there.
I think things are going swimmingly.
Alright,
Don't you?
so it sucks to be him. Is he still moving? I don't know why he... I don't know if he had his turn or not. I feel like he hasn't, but we're clearly past it, so maybe he did.
Standing by.
Alright, I have no ideas what he actually planned on doing, but it's... I don't know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on up with the Zeus.
Got it.
Let's see, we're not finding much back there. You know what? Let's just go ahead and we'll put as much damage on here as possible. We'll send a pulse to the Spider just to slow it down. Why not?
On it.
Alright, so that should be cord. Yep, there we go. And we missed his arm, although we could have done some serious damage right there.
No joy.
So let's see. How's he doing? Almost broken.
Reporting.
The Banshee. You know what? Maybe what we do here. Maybe we see what we're dealing with. You know what? I think I'm actually okay with that. Let's go ahead and... Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe we just move and take shots at both. Nah, you know what? Heat's gonna not mean anything to us. We're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump here. We'll put a shot at... Oh, either one. Okay. So more or less, we're gonna get 2/3 of the... Sorry, of the spider, even if we call them. That's handy to know. We'll go ahead and spread out the damage just for good measure.
Splitting fire on multiple targets.
And the heat shouldn't be too bad because on the next turn we're going to melee one of these things and, well, squish the tiny little spider, I suppose. Alright, trying to outmaneuver us. I guess that's an option. Oh, we have a flea. Alright. Do we need a flea? Let me quickly check. Actually, we do need a flea, so a flea is something that we could do with as far as our salvage. I think what we'll do is...
Aye, aye.
Well, I guess we'll take what we can get. Do we go ahead and just take shots at the spider? You know what? It just is what it is. Let's go for that precision strike. We'll turn off that UAC 20 so we do not cook ourselves.
Copy that.
He's definitely dead. The question is through which methodology. Looks like the worst basic eye surgery one could ask for. And that will seem to be the way that he will die. Oh, and they have a hatchet man. Okay, well that's not bad. That's actually pretty good for us. We're going to go ahead and make him our main priority. We'll deal with the flea in the next one. I'm not really too concerned about things. We'll go... Yeah, we'll go ahead and move up. Oh, hang on a second. And they even have a panther. Huh. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess that's 4. Okay, I must have miscounted. You know what? That's fine. We'll go ahead and we'll still focus on that hatchet man. That guy's got an axe. Oh, well, a hatchet, I should say. Let's make sure he doesn't get a chance to use such things. Let's go with a precision strike, just to make sure we burn that through.
Target acquired.
And then I guess we'll destroy that because we already have
Hit something good.
our hatchetmen variants. Let's bring the Zeus forwards. We'll go... what have we got? LRMs for the Panther. Alright. Let's see. You're all 45s. Nothing too good there. 75s there, 65s. I suppose we can go send the LRMs and then do a 50-50. Yeah, I think that might be the way that we play this one. So we'll go multi-target and then we'll go for... you know what? I'm not even going to bother. Let's just go with the single shot. We'll be fine. It either hits or it doesn't.
Target.
Alright, so there it goes. That is a down and out. And the flea took a very heavy hit from that pulse laser. Excellent. Would have loved to have taken out its baffling, but you know, you can only do with what you've got. In fact, yeah, it's got 2 sets of baffling, which is very annoying. It looks like... Oh, maybe it is only a +2. If we destroy that side torso and not the other one, we'll have to check to see if it's one or both. Alright, so we're not going to do much over here. We could jump up over there. You know what, we're just going to get outflanked by him. Let's just go ahead and move on up. We'll just take our position up here. Yeah. Alright, so we'll fire our 2 medium lasers. If they hit, that's nice. If not, oh well. 1 hit, 1 miss. I suppose that is reasonable. Alright, spider moving up. Oh, he does actually have the ability to shoot us. Did not do too well. Oh, and the flea's also getting behind us. Now that is a little bit more problematic. We do have the heat capacity.
I'm showing minor damage.
Alright, so you know what? We're definitely going to melee on this one. We're going to get Cheese Goblin nice and chill. So I guess that means we can kill the rest as we see fit. Looks like Rannick is not going to see much of much. Yeah, 75, 70s, 50s. Oh dear. 65s and 70s again. Okay, well I guess this is going to be the ultimate position for us to get the most damage done.
Copy that.
Let's go with a precision strike again, keeping that UAC-20 offline.
Target confirmed.
Alright, that's a kill.
Enemy down.
Alright, that's one main problem dealt with. That
I'm
leaves
here.
Archangel with the Griffin. Let's move. Oh, you know what? We're going to get rather toasty here too, it seems. Alright, well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and get close. In fact, hang on a second. We have a coolant vent. That will make our life much, much better. Let's get as close as we can. Not quite close enough to be able to use the... yeah, not quite close enough to be able to use the machine guns.
Onward.
But it will do a significant dent into the Panther. Do you want to go with a precision shot? You know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and we'll give it a shot. Let's see if we can take him out. Well, that was an injury, just not the lethal variety.
Let's do this.
Alright, let's see. Our Zeus, what shall we target? Let's move... Actually, you know what? Before we do, let's give Cheese Goblin some joy here. We're going to go for the melee at 90%, following up a whole heap of machine gun fire. Let's make this... let's cool down this mech. Oh, actually, you know what we're going to do? Hang on a second. We are barely damaged. Let's go for a DFA. We have not gone for one of these. There we go. 240 damage, 60%. It's not the best, but those machine guns are solid. Let's see what we can do.
Skyward.
That is a very scared little flea. Center torso, left leg, left torso, left arm, and annihilating absolutely every little itty bit. Oh boy. Okay, you know what? That was absolutely worth it. Alright, let's move on up and we'll fire some shots at the Panther. We'll drop off the... I know, we'll drop off the LRM... Yeah, we'll drop off the LRM-10. We'll go for a precision strike. You never know, we might be able to get a lucky headshot with all of that extra damage. It would be a kill if the pulse lands. And it looks like lethal damage is just going to have to be what it is. Alright, excellent work, Commander. This should send the appropriate
Mission
message.
successful.
Okay. So now is the moment of truth. We're going to have to see what kind of salvage we have available and start to pick what we want. Yeah, this could be a little bit easier said than done. Oh, we did get the bonus for destroying reinforcements for an extra 20% to bring it up to 265,000. Capellans are more unhappy. Majesty of Canopus is good. The Griffin did not get a kill, surprisingly. Oh well, it is what it is. So, things we do need. We need part of a Flea 4. So that could be an option. We need part of a... we could have done with some more Panther parts. And that's a lot of Spider. You know what? Do we risk it for the biscuit? I think... Oh, you know what? It's not... Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We'll take... Oh, not the Hatchet Man, sorry. We will take part of the Panther, because we need to finish one of these. And we will also take... Flea, Panther, and then I guess Spider. We don't technically need more, but that would work. The Catapult could be nice, but that is everything that we need. Alright, you know, let's just see what the dice roll. We did get a full Spider, so I guess that brings us closer on the next one. We finished our Flea, and we're just that little bit closer on the Panther. Unfortunately, we didn't get any more of the Catapult. That could have been nice. I wouldn't have minded selling one of those off. But that's not bad. This is a decent thing for us because that is another couple of chassis out of the way of our collection. So, while Yang quickly goes ahead and double checks that he's got everything all sorted, I am going to quickly mark off my spider and my flea, and that should be pretty good. So, that was the last mission. I believe that now means...
That mech is ready to fight, Commander.
we now have
That mech you
nothing
wanted
else
is back
left here
online.
for us. So, we're going to quickly go ahead and sell off some of our excess cargo, and then we're going to go ahead and swing past the black market. So we're not going to spend too much time buying and selling things. We'll just quickly go through anything that is a double. So a catapult C1, for instance, we'll get rid of. Same with the C4. One of each of those should be fine. Cicada for 300,000 is not too shabby. And I think... oh, what else? Oh, another Griffin. That's not bad. And... I don't know if we're really relying on too much at this point. I think we should be pretty good as far as our money is concerned. And wow, 4 trebuchets. That is truly crazy. Alright, well, we'll sell off a whole bunch of those. We'll sell off an Irby. And I suppose that's going to be about it. Fantastic. So 11.5 million C-bills is not too bad. Let's see what there is to purchase here. Anything we do want. A Cyclops Q. I don't think we need any parts of one of those. And even then, I feel like it's probably not in our best interests not to purchase one here anyway. Not at the 10% price increase. Let's just double check though. Oh no, we already have a Q, so that is all fine and dandy. Let's see. Anything else? No, it seems to be about everything. Nothing. Oh wait, an exchanger. Now that is definitely worth it. Let's go ahead and we will purchase both of these.
Available.
Those things are phenomenal, especially on some of our heavier mechs. And then in the black market. Ooh. Alright, well, we can't afford the Atlas II. That is, well, not yet anyway. We could purchase a beautiful Highlander, but again, unfortunately, that's most of our money. We don't need the Raven 1X. We picked up one of those in the last one, but we do need a Stalker. And that wouldn't be bad. So, a ridiculous amount of weaponry for an assault mech. Say no more. I think we go ahead and we purchase the chassis for just under 3 million. That seems perfectly adequate to me.
Is cleared for fighting.
The question is, do we want to keep that or do we want to drop something like the Battlemaster? We have a lot of choices. I think for now we'll keep the Battlemaster. We'll put this in storage, but we might play with one of them at a later date. So, yeah, we'll see about that. There was one which was fully kitted out, but again, we've already got all of these bits and pieces. That's just a lot of extra money for things we already have. As for this Zeus 6S, we already have them. Yeah, nothing too crazy there. Alright, what about these other weapons? We have extra heat and ammo for a flamer. I guess we do have one installed, so you know what, for 27,000 C-bills, we can afford that.
New weapon systems available.
A couple of LB-10Xs with less tonnage and more damage. I think that that is a no-brainer. We'll happily drop 500,000 there. And then... I do like the snubs with extra damage. Do we have many in storage? We do have 2. Could always chuck them on an awesome. That could be fun. Then we could also go ahead and buy a UAC 5, which we do have one of those. You know what? Less tonnage, less recoil. Why not? We'll go ahead and collect on that. And I think that that's all we're going to spend our money on. We've already got comm systems with extra resolve installed, so I don't think we really need a third one. I'm pretty sure we've already got 2. So that will probably be about it as far as that's concerned. So let's quickly swing past the barracks as well. We now have, let's see, where is he? Cosmo, there we go.
Standing by.
We are just short of being able to afford an upgrade, though I think we are still going for our piloting skill. And we also have... you know what? We're going to go ahead and head to the star map. I'm pretty sure we've got one day on an archer, so we'll queue up some stuff as we get traveling. So I'm thinking we head down for the flashpoint. That seems like a decent plan. That's 29 days. This is 20. But this said, though, I don't know if we're ever going to come back down this direction. I think what our plan of attack will be is we'll swing our way through these stores. If there's nothing good, it just is what it is, and then we'll get there. So 29 days, 120,000 C-bills is going to be a good chunk of time. A full month of pay almost, which is quite sad, but, you know, the things we do to make a profit and make some work happen. Okay, so what's this? A reputation warning? Your actions against our interests are earning you a powerful enemy, Commander. Continue to impede Capellan operations in this region, and you will pay the cost. Okay, well, that's fine. So it looks like we're about to pay a new financial thing as we arrive. We'll swing past the mech bay because we do still need to upgrade a couple of mechs. And I guess with all of our new equipment, I'll have to make some decisions as to what we want to do. I'm thinking, given the heatsink and how much we fire out of this Marauder, we might go ahead and throw on it. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go ahead and drop a heatsink or two, and we're going to see about throwing on the exchanger. This thing is very heat heavy, and so being able to cool that down from the get-go is probably the best thing for us. And then, well, you know what? I guess we'll figure that all out. But either way, let's go ahead and drop off these two heat sinks. Actually, we'll drop off those two. We want the equipment. Let's go and find the exchanger. Minus 10%. That'll be fun. Current heat efficiency. Our Alpha Strike is 120. This will get us 12 heat reduced for only 2 tons, as opposed to 2 heat sinks. So definitely the way to go. We'll chuck that in the center torso, and I think that should be nice. Oh, actually, you know what we can also do? Before I forget it, I'm pretty sure we've collected a couple of medium lasers with some slightly better damage. Let's just go ahead and make the most out of this. We'll drop off the 50% critical. We'll go ahead and put on the 10 damage instead, and then, well, that's about all we need. This is accuracy and critical. I guess that's an upgrade to that one there, so we'll go with some accuracy and critical. And then, yeah, if we don't have more, I think that's more than enough. Yeah, between that and the TTS, we're going to be fine. Yeah, although we could technically boost up a few things. You know what? We're just going to go for broke. This is, at the end of the day, our salvage maker, so let's go ahead and do that. 2 days and less than 4,000 C-bills is acceptable.
Right.
We'll get that started.
I'll get it in the schedule.
And then I think what we're going to do is, I'm tempted to try and get this hatchet man up and running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and refit this thing, and I will show you what I come up with when the game lets me do those sorts of things. So give me 1 second and I'll show you what I come up with. Okay, so this is what I have come up with for our very own hatchet man. So what we do have is, well, actually no, we might just quickly swap sides. So what we have got here is a very, very dangerous brawler. We've got our hatchet that is inbuilt, and then I've also gone ahead and thrown on an arm mod for an extra 40 melee damage. This thing is quite scary, making a 150 damage total melee. Very, very scary, not including our extra 4 machine guns, which are going to be assisting us when we do come in close. That'll keep us nice and cool as we can shoot for days without generating heat while we melee. And then as we close the distance, we have ourselves a medium pulse laser, as well as an SRM-6 and an SRM-4. Originally it was going to be 2 SRM-6s and a regular medium laser, but then I figured by the time we actually close the distance, we'll probably be within melee and can cool back down. So it's kind of worth the extra heat for doing some more damage as we enter on in. Those modified SRMs do have extra damage to not just regular damage, but to stability of what they're hitting, and of course a gyro for melee hit, because at the end of the day we need to actually hit our targets if we're going to make the most of our thing. and we also have 4 jump jets just to make sure we have as much maneuverability as possible. So that is our plan. We have 1 ton of ammo for each. And that should be fairly
I'll let
good.
you know when that's done.
So let's see, that'll take us through for an extra week of work. We still have another 20 odd days to come up with. Let's see about maybe... Well, you know what? We have a crab. Let's see about boosting this up as well. So, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to quickly hit pause as we get here, and I will show you what I have come up with afterwards. Okay, and for the crab, this is what I've got. So I wanted to stick with the all energy loadout for the crab. We're going to keep the direct fire support sort of situation. So unfortunately, we do not quite have enough things to make it exactly how I want, but this is what we're going to run with. So to make sure that we're doing damage at all ranges, we have ourselves a large pulse laser weighing 1 less ton and doing 10 extra damage, which is quite nice for 30 heat. On top of that, I then have a complement of 4 medium lasers. So we've got some extra accuracy on either side, and then some extra accuracy with some bonus critical in the arms, just to make sure that we are able to hit. We also have our comm system on the crab, because I believe the crab will make most people crabby, and well, yeah, so I thought that that would be a fun little thing to throw in. And then I've even chucked in a couple of jump jets. Whether they're totally necessary, I'm not entirely certain, but at the same time too, part of me just says, you know, who doesn't want to see a flying crab? So we've gone ahead and thrown on all 5 jump jets that are possible to mount, and then 2 heat sinks to help keep this thing just slightly cooler. Heat efficiency is actually not that bad, all things considered. If we turn off one of the medium lasers, that keeps us heat neutral. That is more than enough if you ask me, and we should have a pretty good go of things. So 5 more days, 5,250,000 C-bills later, and we should see that come off the mech factory floor. Sorry, not the mech factory floor, but the mech bay floor, and that will be all ready. Then after that, well, we still have more than enough time to keep on working. Let's go ahead and... I think we're going to go ahead and try and rebuild our old Centurion, or maybe we go ahead and we play with the King Crab. You know what? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and max out our final assault mech, and then we'll swing back for the Centurion. I think this one could be rather interesting. We've got a lot of interesting ballistic weapons, and so, well, I'm not entirely sure what I'm coming up with, but I'm sure it'll be fun. And the King Crab is ready. So what I've gone with this one is something a little bit different. I'm going for more or less a King Crab of the scatter shot. We've got 2 LB-10Xs with less tonnage and extra damage, as well as 2 LRM-10s with bonus stability. So our biggest aim on this one is to basically knock things over. Now I could have gone ahead and swapped these out for an LRM-20, which would have saved us all of about 2 heat between the two, but considering that we don't actually have a huge array of LRM-20s right now, if we'll just swing over there, it's only an extra little bit of damage. I think the stability does better, and it also means if we have multi-targeting, we can scatter out some of this damage a little bit better than if we were to solely focus it on one thing. We've also gone ahead and thrown on 2 medium lasers into the right torso, just in case anything gets particularly close. Heat efficiency wise, we're pretty good, all things considered. Only about, what is it, 16? Yeah, only 16 heat over on a full alpha strike. I think this is going to mean that we can stay in the fight for quite a bit of time. We've got 2 tons of LB-10X ammo for each gun. That means we're going to have 16 rounds of sustained fire, which is probably more than we need, but if we're going to have an attack or defend, anything like that, I feel like having a little bit more ammo than not isn't a bad thing. Same thing with the LRMs. We've got 12 rounds of LRM ammo for per weapon, so that's going to keep us in the fight for quite some time. In fact, coming to think about that, yeah, no, we should be fine. We don't need to swap out anything. I was tossing up whether we just dropped one more heatsink for one more medium laser, but for now I think that that will be sufficient. And of course, we did armor up as much as humanly possible,
I'll get it.
so that is going to be very, very beastly. But that does leave us with 5 days left, so let's go ahead and we will refit one more and our final mech, our Centurion. So I think this is the one that we're going to go with. Yeah, we've got some ballistic. We have a ballistic mount, we've got some LRMs. I think we try and recreate what we had previously. I was fairly happy with what we had, and well, we'll just see if it still is a viable alternative with our current mech. So give me one more minute and I will see what I can come up with. Okay, and here is our upgraded Centurion, which is very similar to what we used to have. So instead of the autocannon 5, we have an ultra autocannon 5 with 2 tons of ammunition, because unlike the previous time, we're burning through ammo at twice the rate. So we're going to go ahead and keep that around for a bit. Less recoil, less tonnage has brought us some valuable space in our mech. We've gone ahead and thrown on a rangefinder, because after all, if we're going to have some long-range weaponry, I want to make sure we have as many options as available. We've also got 3 LRM5s, which is how we had it last time. 1 ton of ammunition to feed all of those, and then if anything gets dicey and nice and close, we have a medium pulse and a medium laser to deal with anything at short range. Now, we do have a singular heatsink on here. That is not actually that bad. It means if we fire off just the autocannon and the LRMs, we'll only be generating about 1 heat. So 1 heat or 4 heat, you know what, it makes no difference at that level. We're going to be able to shoot this thing for days and have no troubles, but a little bit of extra heat sinking just on the off chance things get a little bit dicey. We could have possibly upgraded to a second medium pulse laser, but for now I don't think we're ever going to get that close. So I'm happy with what we have. There's nothing else we can really throw on here. We could have maybe gone for some jump jets, but again, I don't think it's particularly necessary. So let's go ahead and confirm that. That'll cost us 4,550 C-bells and an extra, was that 4 days? Yeah, okay, so that'll take us right up to our arrival. Let's get traveling. So hopefully it will be a relatively uneventful journey, and we can find some good things at the black market with all the money we have left over. Mind you, if you would like to join in on all of the hard work of running Leviathan's Might, we are still actively seeking out MechWarriors. If you'd like to submit a character of your own, we are still taking those. All that we need is a first name, a last name, and a call sign, and we can hire you from one of the next stores, and you know, we can see how you fare as a pilot for Leviathan's Might aboard the Argo. So yeah, that would be really cool. I do like to try and keep it mainly as submitted MechWarriors in our roster. Every now and again we do have to purchase one outside, just in case, you know, it's just sheer efficiency and the series does need to continue. But I am always looking forward to seeing what you guys bring to the series. It's always a great deal of fun to see you guys engaging with it. But either way, right now we have an event. Mercenaries, the game. In the middle of the afternoon, you find Headhunter hunkered in the arcade playing Mercenaries, a tie-in to the popular Holovid show. Commander, have you seen this game yet? Maybe it touches a little too close to home. See, I'm managing my own mercenary company in the periphery. Over his shoulder you see charts and data and little icons representing all the mechs at his disposal. You flash back to Darius's recent rundown of monthly expenses. I'm a bit stuck. What do you think I should do? Okay, so you know what? We could recommend that he refit his mechs, suggest that he improve the medbay, or negotiate more contracts. But we have a training module, and I think that is the way to go. So we'll send him to that, and hopefully he learns some very valuable skills there. Headhunter, you're never going to make it as a MechWarrior if you're goofing off playing some make-believe mercenary. Get your butt into the training modules and learn some real skills. Looking chastised, he apologizes and hurries out of the arcade. He doesn't even pause to log out of the game. Glancing at the screen, you see it's only a couple more days until his blackjack is refitted and his MechWarrior is healed up, and there's one more juicy contract available in this system. He gains an extra 200 experience. Honestly, that's probably not bad. Wouldn't have been the worst, I guess, if he had kept on playing, but, you know, a MechWarrior's life can be relatively short, so I can understand having a little bit of good R&R, but mind you, keeping those skills nice and sharp, well, there really is no substitute. That's how you keep on making it to your next R&R reservation. Alright, so, here we go. All of our work is finished. Oh, wait, we have one more day. Let's make it to, wait, I was about to say to the planet, but that looks more like a moon. Oh, and it looks like there is a happy accident. Darius opens the morning briefing with a scale on his face. We picked up new supplies a few weeks ago, and we're just opening some of the crates of machine tools, and, well, I can't believe this has happened again, but Yang practically explodes from his chair. We have more frozen triple F burger meat. Do you know how hard this stuff is to come by in the periphery? Dr. Maraud sighs audibly. Please tell me that the refrigeration was still operational. I don't want a repeat of last time. Don't worry, Doc. My team will take care of the goods. Yang flashes you a winning smile. What do you say, Commander? Burgers on the menu? You know what? We have hydroponics. Let's recreate the authentic triple F burger. An idea pops into your head. Chief, you're kind of an expert on triple F burgers. Do you think that the hydroponics garden has what you need to recreate the real thing? Yang's face takes on a stony expression that you've come to associate with complicated refit orders. From what I've learned, this stuff is basically whale meat, so I'll have to improvise, but yes, challenge accepted. By the end of the week, Yang and his mech techs have raided the garden and retrofitted a blast furnace into a makeshift grill. Somebody even decorated the mess hall in triple F trademark colours. While only those who've travelled in Davian space can attest to the accuracy of the burger, everybody agrees that they're delicious. Morale is increased by 2.
Financial report for you, Commander.
Hip hip huzzah. More morale never hurts us. That is good. We'll keep paying people their standard fees. No reason to change that around. And you know what? Let's go ahead and visit the store. There has got to be something good here. And we've got some money to burn a hole in my pocket. So, what do we see? Warhammers, Urbies, some... Oh, you know what? We'll buy a large laser for that. That was pretty cheap. Nothing too crazy there. TTSs we don't need. Ammunition, we might potentially need some in the future, but right now I think we're all good. But the black market is what we're here for. What do we see? We see, well, an Atlas, which we already have. An Atlas 2, which again we still cannot afford at 23 million C-bills. An awesome HT. Oh, you know what? I don't know if we actually have one of those in our storage. We might be tempted in a couple of parts and put that chassis together ourselves. We might need to do that, but we'll keep looking before we make any rash decisions. A Cyclops Z as well. That could be nice. I don't think we have that variant in our mech bay, so that could be something. Oh, there's that beautiful Highlander 732B with a Gauss rifle. Oh, how much I would love to have one of those. Well, you know what? We can keep on earning the money. It's only 20 million. Then there's a regular Highlander as well. Again, not that that's a bad mech. It's just not quite as beautiful as the one before. Then what else is there? Javelin, Stalkers, Victor. Actually, another variant of a Victor. Alright, we might need to come up with some cash, because right now I'm feeling like we're going to be a little bit shy of purchasing all the mechs that we actually desire. Now, the good news is we do have that reputation discount, which is excellent for affordability, but we're still going to have to work for it if we want to get everything that we do desire. Yeah, There is a lot on offer. Alright, Narc Beacon extra bonuses. That's also nice. USC 5. Oh, an exchanger. Now that is very nice. Minus 20% weapon heat. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, more rangefinders. Okay, so long story short, we need to go ahead and make some more money. I'm fairly sure we've already made our way through all of our mechs here. There's nothing we can sell off right now. Let's see, just quickly scanning to see if there's a duplicate anywhere around. It does look like that's going to be a little bit of a tall order. I'm pretty sure we already searched once this episode. Yeah, okay. Well, alright, here is the game plan. We're going to have to go ahead and see... Ooh, wait a second. Some of these things we're not going to get a huge amount of return on value for. But you know what? We have refitted everything, so it's not exactly like we need to have a whole heap of surplus. I think what we'll do is we'll have a bit of a look at the available contracts between videos. I'll see what I can come up with, and I think we might start going for that money like I suggested in that last one. I think earning a little bit more could really help us out and give us some very delightful bonuses if so. And it looks like, oh dear, hang on a second, it looks like all of these are somewhat for the local government. Okay, well, this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to have a few to pick from. Hopefully we can sort ourselves out before we head to the next black market. But even then, that is for tomorrow's episode. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning into the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.